Hi everyone, we will be back with another lecture of Node.js. In this lecture, we are going to explore file system. So that handling files and folder, writing, updating, deleting, status. So we are going to use FS module. FS module is a core modules in Node.js. That means we don't need to install it externally from other resource and we don't need to create this manually. Okay. So how can you use it? When we install Node, it automatically install. As we talked in previous lecture, what is core modules, right? Okay. So handling files and folder, we have several modules. Like we can handle these things with the help of stream. But in this lecture, we are going to explore FS module. So FS module is a stand for the file system. Okay. Now, for the using of this module, we don't need to install so that we can directly require this module. Okay. So const fs is equal to require and inside we what use fs. Okay, you can see we're not using dot slash. That means this module is by default available in Node. The Node.js fs module enable interacting with the file system in a way modern and standard POSIX functions. Okay, if you want to explore this module in a depth, you can visit that documentation where we can you get lot of knowledge and lot of information about the FS module. Okay, but because in a particular lecture we unable to cover every modules, every information about the FS module, but I'm just exploring and just teach you some basic and some useful functions of the FS module, right? Okay. But I have one question. Why we need FS module and why we need had to keep our data in a file? Just assume we have and we build some APIs. Okay. Inside this API, we have several functionalities like login, logout, some getting resource, updating resource, and lot of functionalities there. Okay. Now we have to keep record and see that this data of user, like when user gonna log in, log out, and with which data user gonna update, and every activity of user. If you wanna store, you have two way. You have several way by storing of this data, like in a cookies, in a local storage, in database. But the normal things you can use for storing these things inside of FS files. Okay, because files in your local system, so you don't need to, and your system won't get more extent to handle this. Okay, that means your because system it fastly access your local files. Okay, instead of using database in any other things. Okay, so you can store your user information, user activity inside files. Okay, now that is nothing but as you heard somewhere, logger. Okay, you can save your log inside the files. Okay, now you can see we are importing fs module inside fs variable, right? Now we are going to create one file with the name of text.js. I mean text.txt. Okay, so just write fs dot. After dot, you can get lot of function is there. Okay, but we have to create. So for creating a file, we have some functions like write file and write sync. There is two write file and write sync. What it means? It means that write sync, write file sync. That means there is two things is happening there: synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous means that blocking statements like top to down approach, and it execute top to down statements, but only when if first statement completely complete their execution, then after it go back next line. Okay, but asynchronous won't wait for completely execute the current execution task. That means if we have five statements and we are using asynchronous, and statement one takes some time, it won't wait that statement one complete their task, then only second task will execute. No, if first task takes some time, that time our interpreter go toward the second statement and execute that. Okay, that is nothing but what? Asynchronous. But synchronous, what? Synchronous is just wait to complete a task, then after it execute second task. Okay, so we are using write file sync. That means we are using synchronously. Okay, now we are giving some name, text, test. Okay, test is something better, test.txt. Okay, now just go and okay, just give some data, like this is my text file. Okay, that means what we are doing here, actually we are using one function with the name write file sync. Okay, write file sync, and we are giving one name, text test.txt. That means we are creating one file with the name test.txt. Inside this file we are writing some data, is nothing but what? This is text file. Okay, now when we run our file, you know how we run? With node and with the file name. Okay, click enter. You can see test.txt file is created, and inside this you can see this is text file, some data is there. Okay, now that time we are using synchronous method. Can, if you hover over this, you can see return undefined. Okay, the mode option only affect the newly created file. See open file, more details. Okay, if you want to more, if you want to get more details about this, you can visit their documentation. Okay, now that time we are going to use synchronous, sorry, asynchronous methods. fs dot what? Write file, write file. So we are giving the name test1.txt. Okay, and give some data. This is second file. This is second file, and now I'm going to press enter. We are getting error. Why? Because we are using what? Asynchronous. Asynchronous need one callback. Okay, that means if we are successfully creating and writing data inside the file, automatically this callback will execute. Okay, and according to our response, the callback is executed. That means what? We are using one callback, error, and data. Now just create their body, and just if there is error, log there is error. Okay, and you can print your error, no issue. But if error, if you won't get any error, then happily you can log your data. Okay, you can log your data, no issue. But I'm just confused that is it void type? Okay, let's see. Okay, so you can see test1.txt is created successfully. Fine. Okay, we are getting undefined because this function is type void. That means this function won't be return any data. Okay, you can see void type. Void means what? Function won't retain anything, right? So we don't need any data here, right? Now, okay, let now. Okay, we are using asynchronous. Okay, because synchronous as asynchronous working style is same. Okay, just something difference between executions. That's it. Now we are happily create our file. Now I want to write something inside this file. Okay, now I'm using fs dot write file, and where test1 dot txt, and what we want to write? We want to write new data. Give the callback, and gave the same things. Okay, if error log error, that's it. Okay, now just go and run it. Okay, happily we are executing. Then you can see new data, but previous data is override with the new data. But I want that we need both data. That means if you are adding any other data, it not override the previous data, it append, something append. Okay, so how we do that? We have one function, its name is, with name is what? Append file. Okay, now I'm just using append file and like keep something different, like java script javascript, and give forward slash. Okay, forward slash. What it means? It means that after appending this, our cursor will will go in new line, right? Let's see. Okay, now see, new data JavaScript is added. Okay, if I'm gonna, you can see it append in new line. Okay, right. So this is a method how we can write inside a file. If file containing some data, so how can we append new data with another with previous data? Okay, without override previous data. Okay, this is the what? Writing file. Now I want to get some data from file, like inside test1.txt, we have lot of data is there. Okay, now I want to get all this data. How can we do that? Okay, so we have one file, one function with the name read file. So read file. Now from where we want to read? We want to read from test1.txt. Okay, you can see I'm using dot slash. Dot slash means what? Current working directory, right? It's searching this file in current directory. Now we are passing one callback, errors and data. Okay, if there is any error not written, direct log there is error. Okay, there is error, right? Now and just print the error, you don't worry. Now log the data, your data from file. Okay, what the name? Data, right? Okay, you can see now we're going to execute this file. I'm just gonna clear, and you can see your data from file, and we're getting some buffers. Okay, now we have to pass actually how our file understand which type of data stay inside this test1.txt, because inside of file we can store any type of data, like we can store JSON, we can store buffer, we can store any type of format. Okay, so that we need to we give the some methods to encoding this data. Okay, so here we can give UTF-8. UTF-8 is a uh, one algorithm by which we our data encoded and get the result, right? Now we're getting our data happily, right? You can see our data is here. But if I'm giving wrong file name, so that time which type of error we are getting? Just see, we are giving some test 12.txt, and with this file we don't have any file with this name. Okay, so in this case we are getting error, right? Just see, there is error. Our this error is executed. There is error. What error actually we getting? Error, no such file or directory open with. Okay, And now we are getting what? Your data from file is what? Undefined. Because we're not getting any data from here. Okay. So that time we're getting error, right? Now, okay. Now I want to delete. I want to delete this test1.txt file. Is there any option? Yeah, we can delete it. Don't worry. Fs dot delete. But delete is not any type of function is there. So how can we delete it? So for the delete, we have unlink method. Okay, right? Unlink method. Unlink and just give the file name. Okay, text. What? Sorry, text. Test one dot txt. Okay, and give one callback. Okay, and if any error while deleting this file, we wanna print this error. That's it. Just go and print. Guys, again, actually, I'm repeating these things like I'm gonna open my console and just typing node and dot slash index.js. Okay, I have an alternative. Instead of this, you can download code runner in your VS Code. Why? How can you download it? Just go in extension and just search code runner. Okay. So there is one thing is there, code runner. Install it. Then after install it, you getting this type of icon. While you are clicking over this file is executed with Node.js. Okay. Internally, this button is using this nodes dot slash index.js, but we don't need to type it manually. Okay. So I'm just deleting my console and just click over this. Okay. After clicking, it execute and delete, and you can see our file is deleted successfully. Okay. If I'm gonna run this file once again, you can see there is no any file with the test1.txt. So is the, are we getting any error that time? Let's see. Error. We are getting error because why? Because there is no any file with the this name. Right. Let's comment it. Now, I want to getting details about my files, like when my file created, when my file updated, what's happening with my file, every information about the file. Is there any option? Yeah. How can we do that? We have one option, fs dot state. Okay, state. By this, which file we on test dot txt. Okay, now giving one callback and some data and just check if any error, print the error. There is error, right? Otherwise, print this happily data. That's it. Okay. Now, just clear the console and run it again. Now you can see states, dev, mode, handling, UID, some information is there. Block size, block. You can see all the details about our file is here. Okay. Okay. Now, with the help of FS module, we can create folder also. How? fs.mkdir. Okay, mkdir, and I want to create one folder with name demo. Okay, and give some callback. If any error while creating this, if any error, we log error. That's it. Okay. Now create, I mean run this file. Okay, now you can see one folder is created here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna I'm gonna create folder with demo1. Okay. Inside this, I want to create some file with the name uh, style.css. Okay. And also inside of this, I want to create one file with the name index.html. Right. Now let's see what happened. Okay. That time we are getting error. We are getting error because we are creating a folder with files. Okay. So I think that's problem. That create problem. Now, okay, we're getting error. With the help of FS module, we can able to create our folder. Or inside a folder, we can able to create nesting folder. I mean, multiple folder inside a folder. Like we are creating demo1, inside demo1, we can create one folder A, one folder B, a folder C. Any number of folder we can able to create inside demo1. Okay. Now just enter. Okay, we are getting error because we have to pass recur, recursive. We have to pass what? Recursive true. So that recursive, recursive true. Okay. Because of recursive true, it creating folder inside folder inside folder. Okay. Now, just we are going to run. Okay. You can see inside demo1, we have A, B, and C. We have three folder. Okay. If we are gonna create some all other folder like this folder. Okay. So now I'm gonna run it. You can see inside of this new folder is added. B and C added now. Okay. So that means with the help of FS module, we can easily handle our file system, our folder, creating folder, delete folder, writing some data inside files, updating, deleting, get the status, everything we can handle with the help of FS module. Okay, so this is the power of FS module. Okay, so I hope you getting this point, how to use FS module with Node.js and what is actually need. Okay, so from after this video, finally we are very near to start our course. Okay, because this is basic fundamental. By help of this, we can able to create our RESTful APIs because these all methods are very important for creating APIs. Okay, so we are very near to that. So, okay, so I hope this video is very helpful for you. So we will see you soon in next video with another strategy with Node.js and extra power with Node.js. Okay, so we will see you soon in next lecture.